seen a piece, a metal piece or something like that.
No. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good day. How's everyone doing? So, if you don't know, hi, I'm Dr. V. Hi, Melissa. I'm Dr. V. I'm Vernita Glenn White, and I'm doing this series for the next few days up until Mother's Day, and it's called Mornings with Mom. And if you don't know, I lost my mother. I didn't lose her. I know where she is. She passed about 9 years ago, so it was 2012. And for some reason, this year was one of the hardest years that the issue came up with her passing, and I don't know what it is, but anyway. So what I wanted to do, I wrote a book in 2019, very small little book. It's called Practical Applications for Biblical Principles, Lessons from Our Mother. So, and I'll tell everyone this because different people come in and everyone may not watch the entire series. My mom, before she passed, she was a Sunday school teacher, Sunday school superintendent. If you are deep in the church, you know what that means. She was a traveling evangelist. She did women's workshops. She taught youth about the Bible, just all of those great things. And one of her favorite things were to use practical examples for people to understand the Bible, especially young people, but a lot of adults really learned from her as well. And she's always wanted to be like this Christian educator, to write books and to speak, but she never got the chance to do so. So what she did was she just took all of her notes and things around the spiritual first aid kit and some of the icebreakers that she used to do, and she wanted to write a book. And she mailed herself some letters, like a manuscript or draft of the book. And as I was clearing out all of her things, I found it. And I wasn't going to do anything with it, but I wanted a way. It was a couple years after she passed to honor her. So what my sister and I did, mainly me, but I wanted to include my sister because she was also a part of the process of helping my mom develop her icebreakers. And we ended up writing this book. So I will revamp this at some point because I'm in a different space, and this is just what the cover was at the time. And a lot of people actually purchased the book the first time. I didn't do this for like sales, like I did my second book, but I feel this tug that I'm still doing a disservice if I don't keep bringing life to this book for my mother's legacy to continue. And I had a lot of mothers actually read the book and say it has really helped them to connect more with their children, to find ways like entry points. If you want to talk about God, that's great. But this was also just life lessons. And that's what was very moving for me when I had a mother say, I couldn't really talk to my son about certain things, but I used those practical examples, and it opened the door for us to have some communication time. So what I'm doing, the book is split. It's like two different things. And I guess this is a theme for me, like two books in one. That is, my grandmother's calling me. I have to call her back. That's that's my thing, two books in one. So one part of this book is the spiritual first aid kit, and it goes over 9 different things. And I actually created like a little small mini course to talk through that, and that link is in my bio as well. But you can get the course if you want, but I really want people to really get this book, and it's 50% off right now. I think it's like less than $8, which means if you're on Amazon and you know how that works, you might want to bundle it and pass it out like a Mother's Day gift or a guardian gift, a mother figure gift, whatever the case may be. I even had young people read the book and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So I just want to share that with you. So the other part of the book are these icebreakers that my mom would do every Thursday night. We used to call Bible study Thursday Night Live. And the Bible study was so jam-packed with young people, like they were in the hallways, trying to get into Bible study. And my mom was like, in order to get into Bible study, you had to bring a Bible. So you would see kids scrambling all through the main sanctuary and everything, trying to get a Bible just to come into the class because they wanted to know more about God and, and just really interact with my mom. I really think it was my mom. So I'm going to read the small versions. Like, look, the book is really small. So what I'm reading is like a page or so. And this one is called Chains, a Symbol of Bondage. So tonight in Bible study, Miss Connie brings in long, heavy metal chains she borrowed from our grandfather, So my mom literally brought in the examples. This wasn't theory. This is why it's called practical applications for biblical principles. She said that chains have different meanings depending on who you talk with. However, in this case, she was referring to the chains as a symbol of bondage, oppression, and resistance. Miss Connie, that's my mom, starts by saying that sometimes we think we are free because we don't have any physical chains holding us back or keeping us in one area. However, there are mental chains that keep us in bondage. And it is our state of minds that keeps us from moving to the next level. She continues by saying it is living in our past that keeps us from seeing a great present and future. Noticing the blank stares in the room, Ms. Connie changes directions and tells the class that maybe they are not this person. You are confident and secure, but how many of you are stuck in some area of your life? She's talking to teenagers at this point. Majority of the class raises their hands. Good, now we're getting somewhere. The chain of pride is subtle and may not feel heavy like the chain of oppression and unworthiness. See, my mom was coming for the people. She didn't hold anything back because they were young. She was coming to them to make sure that they understood. And sometimes, you know, we overlook the small things that are holding us back because they don't feel as big. So like she talked about pride versus oppression and the feeling of unworthiness. One definition Ms. Connie gave to the class made it clear. Pride is inordinate self-esteem, an unreasonable feeling of superiority as to one's talents, beauty, wealth, rank, and so forth. Disdainful behavior or treatment, insolence, I hope I said that right, or arrogance of demeanor, haughty bearing, and I got those definitions from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, just like my mom did. While we don't often say the word pride in conversations, Ms. Connie warns us that pride hides in egotism and arrogance as well. Maybe we secretly think that we are better than someone and looking down on them with our actions. Maybe you think you can do a better job than your supervisor and you don't follow directions. It could show up in how you act at home when you learn something new and become arrogant towards your family. And I know she said this part because at this point there were a lot of kids who went away for college and then they would come back home and everything was totally different, i.e. I was one of those people. It's good to be proud of what you have accomplished, but when those things hold you in bondage, thinking that those things happen because of what you did alone. So it wasn't by you. And that's what my mom was saying. Because, you know, as young people, especially in those teenage, early 20s, it's like, look at what I did. And I'm grateful that I learned those lessons at a younger age. So when I became older with all of my accomplishments, now, if you read my second book, you can see I went to the extreme left. But I had a solid foundation on not being prideful in my accomplishments. So God is our only source, and he despises a prideful heart. And then I go into scripture, Psalm 73, verse 6. Therefore, pride is about their necks like chains. Violence covers them like a garment, like a long, luxurious robe. And I love a good robe, but I don't want the feeling of pride or bondage or violence covering me like that. So then I end this with questions to consider because my mom was all about taking action. She didn't want people just to hear something for the sake of hearing it. She's like, well, what are you going to do next? So it says, the question to consider, pride is a secret bondage. Do you think you always know best and challenge authority in your heart? The second question, are you in opposition with God by thinking your way is best? Next question, do you have a self-righteous mentality that skews your compassion for others? Take the time to think about this and ask God to remove the chains of pride from around your neck. And then I wrap it up with another scripture. This is James 4:6 from the ESV version. Forgive me, I don't know what that one is. It may be English Standard Version. You can put that in the comments or the replay and let me know because I forgot. The first scripture was the Amplified version, the AMPC. So this one, James 4:6 ESV. But he gives more grace. Therefore, it says, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So my mom, although one of her favorite things were to tell kids they were going to hell, and she meant it in a loving way, but it wasn't a scare tactic. But it was like, look, if you're not living right, this is what happens. However, she made sure that the kids and the people that she did the conferences with understood that, but God is still love and graceful. He may not like what we do, but he's not going to throw us away because we've messed up. So that's what I wanted to share. I'll be doing this up until next Sunday for Mother's Day. I would love for you to just get a few copies of this book and pass them out. I know a lot of people may not have their mothers with them, but this is, and I should have thought about this earlier, but the time is, you know, how it is. This is my way of reconnecting with my mom, especially in this time that I am dealing with circumstances. I'm usually able, like, hey, mommy, I talk to my mom 3-4 times a day. And I've been pretty good, but this time with something major that is happening in my life, I can't pick up the phone. But what I can do is pick up the book. And although I wrote this with the help of my sister, it's still my mother's words. And I am grateful that I've been able to do that and to breathe life into that. So this link is in my bio to go get it. And then if you choose to want to understand what the spiritual first aid kit is, the course is attached to that as well. You scroll down and see it. Or you can go to Amazon. Practical Applications for Biblical Principles, Lessons from Our Mother. And I think if you just type my name in, Vernita Glenn White, it should pop up. So that is what I want to share with you. I'm looking at the time because I have to get on a call. I'm excited. I get to do sales calls and service calls for this company, and I'm learning so much. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. And if you've seen any of my other series, you all know that I transitioned to start talking. Oh, my bun. Why y'all didn't tell me my bun is all crooked? I transitioned into serving people at another level, which is through my e-commerce, my health and wellness. And I show you every morning. Well, I was showing you every morning, but then I stopped. But I do this every morning. And I started this health and wellness venture. It's for clean living, higher grade, higher quality, higher level. That was a personal choice for me. And once I started, I wanted other people to have the opportunity to get higher grade, higher level products for health and wellness. And we do multiple areas, but it's really, we're focusing on health and wellness, the health supplements as well. Everyone who's over the age of 30 or 35, I invite you all to start with some liquid collagen. This one is skin. And I'm not going to go into full detail because I've done that. And this is really about my mom. But I still want to show you all. And as I said yesterday, health and wellness is major because my mom passed away because health and wellness was not a priority for her. And she passed away of breast cancer, and it came back twice. But prior to that, health wasn't number one. It was my sister and I that was number one for her. And when I meant she sacrificed, it was she sacrificed. And I don't believe, although I'm not a mother yet, knowing what I know, I don't believe a parent, and someone can correct me, but this is just what I feel based on my experience. I don't think you should sacrifice yourself so much that you're sacrificing your health. Because if you're gone, then all of that what you've done has been in vain, and for what? So if you're not taking care of yourself as a parent, a guardian, caregiver, whatever the case may be, you're doing a disservice for those that you are taking care of. And that means for us adult kids as well. So take care of yourself. This is liquid vitamins that I take. It also has minerals in it. This one it's a taste because of the minerals, but I like liquid vitamins over the pills. And then I started back taking my collagen infused fat burning pudding frosting. This is coconut lime. So good. I like coconut lime, but mango is still my favorite. And then I'm just showing you a few things. I have smart coffee that I take. This is instant, and people who see my series before, they know I don't really do the instant, but I said I'm going to do it today. And then I have collagen infused creamer that's blended, that's made for that. And then I get fancy with it by doing hydrogen water tablets. This is not a necessity, but some of us like to be a little extra, and I add this to my water for some nice smooth energy, especially during these this event that I have is going from it's actually like now until like 7-8 o'clock at night. The event itself is from 11 to like 6 Eastern Standard Time, but because we're helping people find their next level in life and serving them, our hours on the team are extended. So I've been doing that. Some people know coffee really doesn't keep me up. It has caffeine in it, but because I've been drinking it since I was 5, I may be immune to it. So that's why I also add the extra. And you can message me about any of the supplements, but for sure, get this book and share it as a great Mother's Day gift for you, a mother figure, a guardian, whatever the case may be. Well, I am Dr. V. I thank you so much for listening and watching with me, and even on the replay. So go be well, go be bold, go be empowered, and go be brilliant. Until next time. Bye.